Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Laurie here.
Well, Lori, who are we going to see today?
Well, we're going to see Kerri Moon.
Kerry is full of information. If you are interested in moving down into Mexico, in this part of Mexico, Ajijic Chapala area, or along the lakeside of Mexico here, Kerry specializes in help people relocate. This video is not about coming down here if you have the coronavirus, but if you're in a situation in your country you cannot afford long-term care or assistant care, then possibly this area of Mexico will work for you. Contact Kerry directly.
Agree, it's not a good time to come short term or for vacation or because it's, you want to get out of the cold for a month or two when it becomes cold.
I would like to apologize because we made this video at a hotel and there was background noise. You may hear people talk or birds, and so there's really nothing that we could do about that, so I apologize for that. Today we want to introduce you again to Kerri Moon here. Maybe you've seen some of the other videos that Kerri has been in on our YouTube channel, of course, and so we've talked about long-term care. What else have we talked about, Kerri?
We've talked about medical care, and we've talked about intentional communities, some of the intentional co-housing opportunities here.
Okay, and so for the people that haven't met you before, give us a little background on what your experience is.
I worked for years in Northern California helping seniors and their families find affordable housing and care for their retirement. And I saw this huge gap in what is available and what people want and what they can afford. And so I branched out into retire internationally, and I began helping people find really quality places, lifestyles here in Mexico.
I imagine like long-term care here is much more
long-term
reasonable.
care, and that's a term really most people will associate with their insurance policy. But this
I imagine there's different types of clients. One would be, let's say, long-term care.
There are people who need care, and when I say care, that doesn't mean medical. That means you need somebody actually helping you with the activities of daily living. Minimally, they're making sure that you are nutritionally supported. They make the meals, but it can also include people who have memory loss and need someone there. It can include people who have illnesses for which they need help getting in and out of bed and in and out of the shower. And those are the people who often are really in a situation where it's sooner rather than later. It looks like, I just had a guy come down, it looked like living alone, 92, not really able to be safely on his own, but looking at the costs of places there being, minimum $7,000 to $8,000 a month and probably more, and needing to get somewhere. So that was someone who took a COVID test before he came, flew as safely as possible, went into a quarantine, took another COVID test here, and then could integrate with an assisted living community here, so that he could be here now and really is thriving there. I can put you in touch with people if you're looking at coming down because you need a care environment, or your parent does, and a lot of times the child or the spouse needs to come with them. So we create an environment that's safe for them during this time and safe for their loved one during this time. So for example, I had a couple who just came down. They both quarantined at the independent leaning assisted living that he needed. They both quarantined there, and then she went to an environment that was safe and more suited to what she needs right now. Then I have begun to support people to do that safely, where it's safe for you and it's safe for our community. And that usually looks like I will pick them up in a car, have our driver in a sanitized car with a mask, take you to an environment that I have set up for you based on what you're telling me you need for that time. Have groceries brought to you, anything you need, tell you where you can go for a walk that's safe and you won't be disturbed, and really support you to have that 2 weeks of a quarantine, but in a way that will still be enjoyable for you. And then after that quarantine, you'll be able to really get out and interact following the precautions that we're following. But call me. The 2 is for your parents, or it might be an older spouse or a younger spouse, but someone who needs to be in a care environment that you also can't afford up there. So first of all, the right people are people who've already given this some thought, or you can, we'll talk about some steps you might take. But the first thing is you really want to gather as much information, watching Jerry Brown, all the different videos about what life is like here, what it looks like, how we live. And then call me, and we'll really dig deeply to see, is this something that needs to happen sooner rather than later, or is it even a fit for you at all? And then we can go from there.
Okay.
Helping people know if this is going to support their strategy for long-term success in Mexico, be joining an independent living community or an intentional community or an assisted living or a memory care. So we're going to look at, what are you looking for, and then what is there to support you further down the line too.
Okay. So
Normally I'm going to want to have a conversation. If someone's just got a question or two about, what does it cost to live in assisted living? Well, we can talk about that. But normally I'm going to want to get to know you and get a sense of what I want to direct you to, or whether I want to say this might not be the right move for you at this time.
Okay.
So that initial call is to see, is to get to know you. What are your lifestyle needs? What are your budget needs? What are your health needs? I really want to know, when you're talking to me, I'm trying to get a sense of body, mind, spirit, emotional, what would support you be needing to come or have your parent come to be in a care environment that you can afford, so they're getting really quality care. It's not the people who want to pop down for a week. Those folks, certainly tourists or people looking at the future, or even people who are looking in the fairly near future, we really want to discourage that, because this is our community and we want to protect it, and we want to protect you. But if you are going to come and really check out what it's like to live here, and you can unplug long enough, and a lot of people are either retired or they're working online anyway.
Okay.
Come for at least a month, so that you can get a taste for what it's like for the 2 weeks, and a taste of what it's like beyond that. And some people, when I talk to them, they really are in a position to just put everything on hold there.
Okay.
Depends on if you're renting, it depends on a lot of things.
Okay.
Just come down and spend 2 to 6 months, because you may be in a place where, even if we're limited because of COVID,
Now you're offering this service here, and they can discuss with you on the phone, I guess, in that initial consultation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that initial consultation free?
I have a fee to help you tour assisted living communities, independent living communities, intentional living communities. It's nominal.
Okay.
It's not going to be something anyone can afford, or if they really can't afford, they probably don't have the security to make a move like this anyway. Honestly.
Okay.
So I really just want to get to know people and help them know what steps they might want to take.
Kerri Moon's contact information. You can call her direct, email her, or see her Facebook page. Also, see down below in the description, and there'll actually be a direct link to her information.
We're not done yet.
Stupid. Go ahead.
Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Sorry, start over. You paused long enough. Like, wait. Okay, we gotta start over.
And Lori here.
Okay, let's try that again. Take 2.
1, 2, 3.
Laura, you set up the thing. And then comb your hair.
Okay, wait. I gotta put my phone down. Then we can joke about how I actually decided to get a look together for this one.
Okay, that's good.
How about this? This is where it all began, you guys.
Yeah, we're not ignoring the virus.
Yeah.
Then just what we're wearing now is perfect.
Right.
As an in thing that I'm thinking about creating.
Right. So maybe the question is, what about COVID?
Now let's try this. Now go ahead and take it off, and then we're going to sit down. She's got it set up, and then we'll do it. We're just setting up our chairs. Again, it's more or less, I'm trying to get that in.
Okay.
It's going to...
Do we have enough distance for you, Gary?
Yeah, I think that's 6 feet. And then, how would this be, Lori, if, in other words, we're filming,
Ever perfect, but you need to move to the shade a little bit. You face it like a two color. And there, right there. See that? Try sit there.
But I think that's going to change.
No, it's not changing. That's good. Kerri Moon, I think you move a little bit towards left. Yeah, right there. Okay. So I think you guys okay right now.
Okay, good.
If you become a Patreon, we will take your donation, we will match it, and this way, if you give us $2, we'll have $4 to give back to the poor, needy families of Mexico. Thank you, Patreons. You are the greatest. We really appreciate you very much.